Hi, I'm Amy. Welcome to A-Star Reads, and I'm gonna do my small booktuber tag today. I'm also gonna do it while crafting because I'm working on this special TBR that I'm planning for December. This is my book advent calendar, and you'll find out more about that in a couple weeks. I'm really excited about it. Hope it goes well. I've made my little doors, and now I'm working on making the holes for the advent calendar. So yeah, so I'll be working on that while I do this tag. I decided I wanted to do this because I saw Alex from This Is Not a Booktube doing it, and I was kind of like, that looks like fun. Maybe I should do it. And I did not do well on my last tag, so I kind of figured maybe it'll redeem me. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'm just not very good at tags. But I keep trying. That's all that matters, right? I'm gonna get started. Be careful when you use X-Acto knives. They're dangerous. First question is to introduce yourself. So I'm Amy, and I run a booktube, so I really like books. I have historically been reading a lot of nonfiction books, just kind of the way it worked out with school and then with running nonfiction book clubs. I got out of the habit of reading fiction, which was a bummer because I really like fiction. So this has been a really good opportunity for me to read more fiction. I had a travel channel, a YouTube travel channel, which I was really enjoying and I had a lot of fun with. But once COVID started, it really became kind of a chore to try and come up with alternative videos. And I just wasn't having that much fun with it. And so I've kind of just stopped, and maybe eventually when things go back to normal, I'll go back to my travel channel. But at the moment, I'm having so much fun with BookTube. And with the way my lifestyle is during the pandemic, it's perfect. And I really enjoy BookTube a lot. I guess a little bit more actually about me though. I live in Washington State. I actually grew up in California, and I much later in life went to school in Texas to get my degree in biology at UT Hookham. After school was over, well, you know, life as a biologist is not easy, and student loans and the cost of going to college is not easy either. So I have moved back home. And it turns out home changed because my mom and my aunt both decided that when they retired, they wanted to live near our extended relatives, like the rest of our family members. And most of our family lives up in Washington State. So that's where I moved. I moved here to be with my family. And I'm loving Washington so much that this is probably gonna be my forever home. Sorry, Shell. I've already got some of my friends to move here. So all the rest of my friends, just you watch. You're all gonna end up moving here. We'll have like some giant compound or something like that. Anyways, so obviously I'm close to my family and friends, and I love spending time with them as much as I can during the pandemic. I've been doing a lot of Zoom videos with good friends, and that's been really nice because it's a great way to keep in contact. Other than that, like, I work in natural resources. Right now I'm working in outreach, which has been really good because it's kind of made me realize that teaching is the way I want to go. I used to kind of want to be a teacher, but I was really nervous about not only the responsibility of being a teacher, which is huge, you know, and you're responsible for someone else's education, but also, God, I was afraid of the parents. I'll be honest, I'm still afraid of the parents. So working in natural resources, in outreach though, I've gotten an opportunity to work with a lot of children, and it's just the right place for me. It's what I need to do. It's what I'm good at, and I love educating. There's a lot of fulfillment I get out of what I have been able to do, and I know that being a teacher is just the right route for me. And it's good because, you know, it's been kind of hard trying to find my way in science, trying to figure out where I belong in science. There's not much going on right now because of COVID. Like, my interests are different at the moment. So it's kind of hard to tell you what all I'm into because really, I read a lot. Now I do videos, I spend a lot of time editing. I'm taking classes, so I'm going to school right now because I will become a teacher. I just did a 5-hour exam this morning, which was the Westby exam, which everybody needs to take if they're gonna become a teacher in Washington. And I'm tired. So I'm crafting and talking. All right, let's go on to the next question. Question number 2, how long have you been on BookTube? So I started in August with the Reading Rush. I actually did BookTube type videos on my travel channel. I did the create-a-thon, I did a TBR for that, and then I did a reading vlog, kind of like a stay-at-home adventure. You can do a create-a-thon or some other kind of read-a-thon like that. So that was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it so much that I was like, For one, I found BookTube because I didn't know anything about it. So that was like one of my first, create-a-thon was one of my first experiences in BookTube. And then I was like, oh man, this is great. I need to do more. And so I started doing BookTube videos and I was hooked. So since August, I've just kind of been doing that ever since, my poor travel channel. What types of videos do you make? I make all the typical ones. I do end of month wrap-ups, I do TBRs, I do a lot of vlogging because I did a lot of vlogging on my other channel, and I know that vlogs aren't people's favorite, but I like doing them. And I like watching them. I like vlogs. So, you know, you do what you like. I do book reviews and I try to do some recommendations. I haven't got too creative yet on the types of videos I do. Hopefully I get a little more creative here and there. I would like to do some secret TBRs. I have some ideas for secret TBRs that I'd like to do. I'm really excited about 2020 because one of my favorite types of videos are TBR games. I just love TBR games. I'm a big fan of board games. I just like having it kind of decided for me. I think that's why I always like book clubs, because you don't really get to choose the book. Then you kind of are forced to read things that sometimes you wouldn't necessarily read. And sometimes that's how I find the best books. And sometimes it's how you find terrible books, but I don't know. For whatever reason, I love TBR games. And so I am creating one and I'm super excited about it, and it will be ready in January. It will be ready in January. I'm gonna make sure it's ready because I'm really, really excited about it. And I think, you know, I think my December is gonna be pretty creative. I think that I'm gonna get all my creativity done in 1 month. Question number 4, what do you love about BookTube? Well, I love the community. I love meeting different people, hearing their reviews about books, getting their opinions, because we all have our own opinions about books, and a lot of times they're based on our own experiences, our own preferences, our own taste. And sometimes that means we miss things. We miss things because we're coming at it from our perspective. And what's super cool is hearing somebody else's perspective, because they might have a completely different take on something than you do. I may not agree with people on books, but that's okay. That doesn't mean I don't want to hear what they think and why they may have problems with books, or what about it they didn't like, or why it affected them in certain ways and it didn't affect me in those same ways. I love that, and it's really great to then talk about books with people and make new friends. I mean, that's the whole intention of BookTube, right? What types of books do you read? Well, historically, I've read a lot of nonfiction, as you know, because I'm sure you've heard me say it 20 million times, but really, I got into the habit through school and through my book clubs of reading a ton of nonfiction. I got out of the habit of reading fiction, and yet I love fiction books. I wanted to make a change to that, and I'm reading a lot of fiction right now. It's been fantastic. And so I can't really say there's a specific genre that I love or don't love. I don't really hate a lot of genres. I haven't yet. I mean, there may be themes and whatnot and tropes that I'm not crazy about. I can tell you, I don't think I'm crazy about books about bands. I'm curious of reading Daisy Jones and the Six or whatever it is because I've heard such good things about it, but at the same time, that's not really a theme that I enjoy. Ultimately, I'm having fun reading all the different genres. The only thing that I'm struggling with, and it's not because I don't like it, it's just because I'm not used to reading this type of book, is graphic novels. I didn't grow up reading comic books as a kid, and so reading graphic novels has been a little difficult for me because my brain wants to read it like I would read it a regular book. And that's not the way you read graphic novels. Like I said, it hasn't been that I haven't enjoyed them, it's just that I'm kind of having to teach myself how to read them. It will change, I'm sure. I'm sure there'll be things that I really don't like, but not at this point, which is good. More books for me to read, a lot more options. What is my favorite video I have made? I'm self-critical, as I imagine everybody is, and so it's hard because I don't think I've made my best videos yet. I've made some really good ones on my travel channel that I really like, but yeah, on this channel, I don't know. It's hard to say. I really liked the video that I did with the Shell where we did the book discussion, which wasn't really just me, so maybe it was just a lot of fun because when you're discussing a book with somebody, it's different than when I'm just talking at the camera. We just had so much fun, and I thought it showed. Maybe. I think it did. I really liked my nonfiction reviews. I put a lot of work into those. It's been a long time since I read some of those books, so I was trying to remember what the heck I thought about those books way back when. I know not a lot of people are into nonfiction books, but I am. Question number 7 is to tag for other people. And so I am gonna tag 2 people that I've done quite a bit of corresponding through BookTube with so far, and I really enjoy their channels. I'm gonna tag Liz from For Booking Out Loud, and I really am enjoying Liz a lot. We're buddy reading Mongrels right now, and she is so much fun. We've laughed a lot. I love her channel because, for one, she reads a ton of books, and what I like about that is it gives me so many new books every month to learn about and decide whether or not I want to add to my ever-growing TBR. I like her perspective. She's very honest and she's very thorough in her reviews. She really cares strongly about giving a good review and explaining a book, and you can really tell that in her reviews. I really enjoy her channel a lot, and you should definitely check it out. And the second person is Amanda from Booktuber, and I really like her channel because, for one, she has a great variety. I feel like her taste in books is very sophisticated. She does a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, but then she also does a lot of nonfiction and literary fiction that I think she's just, like I said, sophisticated taste in books. So I like her for hearing about books that you don't hear from everybody else. She also comes up with some really creative video ideas, and I just think it's really cool. I like the creativity in her videos. So go ahead and check out Amanda from Booktuber. Next, I want to talk about a brand new booktuber who I just met through Believe-a-thon, and she's super sweet, and I'm really enjoying her. Her name is Danielle from Bookara, and she has just a couple videos up so far, but for her first couple videos, she's doing pretty darn good. And she has been incredibly proactive on BookTube. I just see her jumping headfirst in there. And that kind of enthusiasm is always really inspiring and very fresh. So definitely go and check out Danielle's YouTube. And last, but definitely not least, I want to tag Kim from Native Lady Book Warrior. And I just found her channel through Indigathon, and I think that it is fantastic, and she's fantastic. I love her laugh and her personality. She's got a very sparkly personality, and I'm just really excited about watching more of her book reviews because she does really great book reviews. She does a lot of book reviews. And if you're looking to diversify your reading choices, as you probably should be, she has so many great reviews on books by Indigenous authors. So go ahead and check out Kim's channel. I think you will absolutely love her personality. Finally, I'd like to tag you and everybody else because we as small booktubers need to stick together. This is a great opportunity to hear about different small booktubers and learn some of their interests and see if you might find somebody else you want to communicate with or follow, and I think this is just a good opportunity, so I tag you all. If you like this video, click the like button and subscribe now if you're interested in seeing more from this small booktuber. And hopefully I did better on this tag than the other one. I at least got all the questions. I didn't skip any questions like I did on my Finally Fall book tag. That was embarrassing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.